Hi, this is Loretta Swit, and you're listening to TV Confidential.
I can't get over all the voices you do. You really amaze me.
Thank you, Judy.
I mean, so many people do impressions of Jimmy Cagney or Humphrey Bogart, but you're the only man I've ever heard who does an impersonation of Lloyd Bridges. Would you do Lloyd Bridges right now?
Yeah.
Lloyd Bridges. Oh.
This is Lloyd Bridges, yeah? Skin diving can be fun. But it's also dangerous, so, wear a swimsuit, eh?
Ed Roberts with a reminder that Tippi Hedren
see
will
you
join
next
us
week, eh?
later on this hour. We hope you'll stay tuned for that. In the meantime, we're talking to Rich Little, America's Master Mimic and the author of Little by Little, Celebrities I've Known and Been, a collection of stories and anecdotes of some of the many notable showbiz figures and politicians that Rich has impersonated and, in many cases, became good friends with over the years, including Jack Benny, George Burns, Jimmy Stewart, John Wayne, Robert Goulet, Ronald Reagan, Judy Garland, Orson Welles, and Johnny Carson. Little by Little is not a biography per se, but it does reveal many things about Rich Little that you probably did not know about before, including the fact that he is an accomplished sketch artist. In fact, Little by Little includes charcoal sketches of each celebrity that Rich discusses in the book, all done by Rich himself. Little by Little is available at richlittle.com, amazon.com, wherever books are sold online. You just described yourself as an impersonator. Now, whenever I think of you, I always think of the term impressionist, but I notice that you favor the term impersonator. Is there a difference between one or the other, or is that just a personal choice on your part?
Well, I think an impressionist is one who gives their impression of somebody, and that impression can be exaggerated. It can be a cartoon. It doesn't have to be exact. Where I think of as an impersonator is one that does the voice pretty much, the way it is, without any exaggeration. I mean, that's my definition anyway. I'm more of an impersonator than an impressionist.
Well, that kind of goes back to what we talked about a little bit before when we talked about how you approach each character, each person that you're going to impersonate as if you were an actor. I mean, you want to deliver a real performance that is that captures the essence of who that person is.
Yeah. You have to do it from the inside out. In other words, when you're on stage doing somebody, you convince yourself you really are them. Mm-hmm. I mean, sometimes I can do Johnny Carson on stage, and when the show is over, I go to the dressing room and find myself subconsciously writing out an alimony check. Or maybe my Dean Martin is so good they have to carry me up to my feet, I love Dean. Dean was great. I talk a lot about him in the book.
Yes, you do. And
yeah.
I mean, I've had a chance to talk to a couple of the former gold diggers. They more or less confirm what you say about Dean in Little by Little, Rich, is that he was very much his own person, very much a private person, not the drinker that was the persona.
He hated to rehearse.
Yeah.
Dean did. He didn't like to rehearse at all. I think that's one of the reasons he liked to do the roast, was that he didn't have to rehearse. He probably only showed up for about 2 hours, just to do the show. And as I say in the book, sometimes we would start to do the roast, and he didn't even know who the guest of honor was.
Well,
he never bothered to ask. Until he saw it on the cue cards.
Yeah.
He would go, "We're here tonight to honor Michael Landon." Oh boy, that's a good choice. That's a good choice. I like him. He didn't even know when he went out there who the guest of honor was, and that typifies Dean, because he took nothing seriously at all. Absolutely nothing.
Another person
pulled along with it, and he didn't like to rehearse. He played golf and watched old westerns on TV, and he just was his own person, but very not very sociable. And neither was Johnny Carson either, for that matter.
Yes, that is true. Of course, I remember you played Johnny for in the
the Late
movie.
Shift.
Yeah, that was a very good performance.
Yeah. That was fun to do that. Johnny liked it. He commented on that, and he said, "I think the story of the Late Shift is about Letterman and Jay Leno having a battle as to who was going to host the Tonight Show." And apparently it's a true story.
Hi, everyone. I hope you're enjoying our podcast. If you're listening to us on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/TV Confidential, be sure to hit the subscribe button.